Hello everyone, welcome to video number 3 on Ruby's Pineapple Medley 3-part tutorial. I hope you enjoyed videos number 1 and 2. Please make sure to like this video, leave me a comment, hit that subscribe button, and of course share the YouTube link with your friends. Now let's get started. To start row 21, do a beginning shell and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now over here where we have all of our 9 trebles, we're going to treble again. So I'm trebling into my first treble, chain 1, and treble into the next treble. Chain 1 and repeat. So the row that we are repeating is this row down here. Go ahead and continue all the way across with a treble, chain 1, treble, and then once we get over here, chain 3, and then shell in next shell. So here I have completed all of the trebles, 9 trebles, all separated by a chain 1. Then I chained 3, and I shelled into my shell here. Then what you want to do is chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the very tip of this pineapple right here. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip over this chain 3 here, and do a shell. We're then going to be repeating this all the way across and around until we get to the end. So shell in shell, chain 3, 9 treble, all separated by a chain 1, chain 3, shell in shell, chain 3, single crochet into the top of your pineapple, chain 3, shell in shell, and chain 3 and repeat. I will see you again at the end. Here I have finished row 21 and my dolly is getting very big. Here we are ready to begin round 22, and round 22 is going to be very similar to this round down here where we had 7 chain 3 loops right down here. The only difference is we're going to be doing 9 chain 3 loops across here. So the first thing we want to do is do our beginning shell and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to single crochet into this chain 3 spacer right here. And we're just going to grab it right like this. And the pattern says to grab it as close to this first treble as possible. So I'm just going to single crochet over here. Then chain 3. 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, and repeat. So chain 3, single crochet in chain 1 space, all the way across. And then once you get here, over on this side, when you single crochet, you want to also do another chain 3 and single crochet into this spacer again. So once we get over there, I will meet back up and we can look at that. So here I am back over and I single crocheted into that last chain 1 space, chain 3, and then again you want to single crochet into this chain 3 here and close to our last treble. Single crochet, then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and this will become our new spacer, just like it did on this side, right over here. Okay. So now we have 9 small loops going across here, and we are going to shell in this shell, and then skip right over the tip of our previous pineapple and shell in the next shell. So just going right from that double crochet into another double crochet. so it's close together like that. And then we're going to repeat this all over again so we can look at it. So the next thing we want to do over here is we want to chain 3, chain 3, single crochet as close to that first treble as possible, then chain 3 single crochet all the way across, and then again do an extra loop over here. So now we have 9 of those little loops. Chain 3, shell in shell, shell in shell. Repeat. At the end, I will show you how this row looks. Round 22, all finished. To start round 23, do a beginning shell, then chain 3, and skip this chain 3 space and do a single crochet in this very first chain 3 loop here of the 9 that we did. So you're going to single crochet in there and then chain 3 and single crochet in the next small loop. Chain 3 and single crochet all the way across until here, and you should have 8 of these small loops. Here I now have 8 pineapple loops, these little loops right here. And then I'm back over on this side, and we want to make sure and chain 3 before we shell again. 1, 2, 3. Shell in next shell, shell in next shell. So we're going to do 2 shells right next to each other, just like we did in the previous row. And then we're just going to repeat this all the way around. So shell in next shell, chain 3, single crochet in your small chain loop, and then you're going to do that chain 3, single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, and then chain 3 one more time. That'll be your separator, just like we did down here, so that all these, and then shell in next shell. Continue all the way around, and I will meet back up with you for the next round. Here is round 23, all finished. Start row 24 with a beginning shell, and then chain 3. 1, 2, 3. That is your spacer chain 3. So like down here where we did all these spacers. Then single crochet into your small pineapple chain here, right here. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next chain 3 space. Continue that all the way across the pineapple, and for this round we will have 7 of these small loops. After completing those 7 small loops, go ahead and do another spacer, which is your 3. So chain 3 on the other side of the pineapple, shell in next shell, chain 2, and shell into the following shell. And then we're going to repeat. So from here, you're going to chain 3, single crochet into the small loop of your pineapple, chain 3, single crochet all the way across, repeat until you have 7 of these little loops, chain 3, spacer, shell, chain 2, shell. Repeat all the way around, and when we're finished with this round, I can meet back up with you for round 25. Here I have finished round 24, and I just wanted to make a point of saying that you need to chain 2 before you slip stitch on this last round here. Round 25, do a beginning shell and then chain 3. Single crochet in the pineapple small loop right here. Chain 3. Single crochet in next chain 3 loop and repeat all the way across, and you should have 6 loops now, and I will meet back up with you. Here I have my 6 small pineapple loops finished, and chaining 3 for that spacer. Then shell in next shell, and chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then shell in next shell. So you're just going to be repeating this all the way around. So beginning shell, chain 3, then 6 small loops, chain 3, shell in next shell, chain 5, shell in next shell, and then repeat. I will see you again for round 26. Here is row 25, all finished. To start round 26, do a beginning shell and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip this chain 3 space and single crochet in your little loop right here. So this chain 3. Chain 3 and single crochet in your next chain 3. You're going to do this 4 more times for a total of 5 small loops. Once those 5 small pineapple loops are complete, you want to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip over your spacer here, and shell in shell, then chain 2, 1, 2, and then the pattern says in the 3rd chain of this 5 chain here, you're going to do a shell. So 1, 2, 3 for me, and I'm just going to do the shell. So 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet into that same chain. Then chain 2 again, 1, 2, and shell in shell. Chain 3, and then we're here ready to repeat the 5 pineapple loops right over here. So again, we have our shell in shell, chain 3 spacer, 5 pineapple loops, chain 3 spacer, shell in shell, chain 2, shell in your 3rd chain here, chain 2, shell in shell, chain 3, and repeat all the way around. And at the end of this round, I will show you how mine is looking. Here I have completed round 26. To begin round 27, we're going to start like we always do with a beginning shell, then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip our spacer chain 3, and single crochet into the pineapple chain 3. Then chain 3, and single crochet into the next chain 3. And we're going to have 4 of these small loops going across the pineapple. Once you've completed all 4 of those pineapple chain 3 loops, you're going to chain 3 and skip this spacer chain 3 and place a shell in shell. After placing the shell in shell, we are going to place a shell in this chain 2 space, then a shell in shell, then a shell in this chain 2 space, and a shell again in this shell over here. So we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shells going across here now. So going right from this shell and placing a shell into this chain 2 space. Then shell into your next shell. And then another shell into this chain 2 over here. And then shell in shell. And that will be the beginning of our repeat again. And then chain 3, do your 4 pineapple small loops, chain 3 spacer, shell in shell, shell in chain 2, shell in shell, shell in chain 2, shell in shell. Repeat all the way around, and when we get to the end here, I will show you how my work is looking. Here is round 27 all finished. For round 28, start with a beginning shell and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into the pineapple chain 3 loop right here, skipping over your spacer. Chain 3 and single crochet into the next chain 3 space. For this round, we are going to have 3 of these chain 3 single crochet over the pineapple. So there's all 3. Then chain 3, shell in shell, chain 2, 1, 2, shell in shell, and repeat across here. So chain 2, shell in shell, chain 2, shell in shell, chain 2, shell in shell, chain 2, and shell in shell. When we've completed that, I will meet back up with you. Alright, so here I have completed all of the shells, and in between they have their chain 2s. And then right over here, to continue, you're going to chain 3, do 3 small pineapple chain 3s, those 3 loops, then a spacer chain 3, and then you're going to repeat this. So shell in shell, chain 2, shell in shell, 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and then chain 3 again. So repeat that all the way around, and when we come back over here, which of course will be a shell, chain 2, shell, chain 2, shell, chain 2, shell, chain 2, slip stitch. And then we can continue with the pattern. Here, round 28 is all finished. For round 29, start with a beginning shell and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip your spacer, chain 3, and single crochet into the pineapple chain 3. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. single crochet into the next chain 3, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the last pineapple chain 3, and we have 2 small loops this time. Chain 3 and shell in shell. Then chain 2, 1, 2, and here where we have these 3 center shells, what we're going to do is double crochet these first 2 double crochet and place a shell in the chain 2. Then double crochet these 2 double crochet these 2 double crochet, and shell in the center. So I will show you how that's going to go. We're going to do that for all 3 of these center shells. So double crochet these first 2 double crochet right into the stitch. Then place a shell, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 more double crochet, double crochet these next 2 double crochet, double crochet the following 2 double crochet, and then place a shell in that chain 2 in the center of the other previous shell. Then again 2 double crochet into the top of these next 2 double crochet. Oops, my yarn being a pain. And then once more, so 2 more double crochet into the tops here, and then a shell inside of this other shell, and 2 more double crochet. Then chain 2, 1, 2, and we are back to the repeat again. So shell in shell. Now we will just repeat this. So of course, here's our repeat right here. So shell in shell, chain 3, 2 small chain 3s for your pineapple, chain 3 for the spacer, shell in shell, chain 2, then 2 double crochet, shell in shell, 2 double crochet, 1, 2, 3 times, chain 2, shell in shell. Repeat around until the end, and then we can begin round 30. And there is my 29 round all finished, and just make sure you chain 2 before you slip stitch. To begin round 30, I have done a beginning shell, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip over your spacer chain 3, single crochet into the pineapple chain 3, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 3. So now you have 1 pineapple chain 3, chain 3, skip over your spacer chain 3 and do a shell in shell. Chain 2, 1, 2, and then double crochet these 4 double crochet. So 1 into each stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4 for me. Then shell into this chain 2 space. So 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 more double crochet. Then double crochet 3. So 1, 2, 3. Skip these 2 double crochet and double crochet 3 up the other side. 1, 2, 3. Then shell in this chain 2 space. 1, 2, chain 2, 1, 2. And then we're going to repeat that again. So 3 double crochet down the other side here. Then skip 2 and 3 double crochet up the next one. 1, 2, 3. Then shell in this chain 2 space. 1, 2, chain 2, 1, 2. And then on this side, we're going to, because see, there we are again. So we need to mimic this side or mirror this side over here. So we're going to do 4 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 2 and do a shell in shell. And then you're going to repeat this all the way around. So again, your shell in shell, chain 3, single crochet into your pineapple, chain 3, single crochet into the second, chain 3 on that pineapple, chain 3 for your spacer, shell in shell, then 4 double crochet, shell in chain 2, 3 double crochet, 3 double crochet, of course skipping those 2 down here, shell in shell, and then repeat. So 3, skip 2, 3, shell in chain 2, double crochet 4, chain 2, and then shell in shell. You're going to repeat this for all the way around, and then I can meet back up with you for the last 3 steps of this dolly. Here I have completed round 30. Now at this point we have 3 more rows to our dolly. So what we're going to be doing is actually just finishing the points on each one of the pineapples. So over here and then over here. So of course right where we joined, we're going to complete this one first. To begin row 31, you're going to do a beginning shell and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into the center chain 3 here. So not your spacer chain 3s, but the pineapple chain 3. Single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then shell in your next shell. Chain 1, and then turn your work. After turning, do a beginning shell right here, and then shell into this shell right here. After row 32, this is what it looks like. chain 1, and turn to begin round 23. To begin row 33, slip stitch into this chain 2 space. And then here we have 2 double crochet, 1, 2, and into this double crochet right here, we're going to place 2 double crochet. So we're skipping over this one here and going into this one. 1, 2, then chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to create a picot. So I like to slip stitch. Going from the top of my stitch, I grab that yarn right there, and then I also grab one of the side yarns on the double crochet. And then you grab your yarn and you pull it through and through for a slip stitch. And there's the picot. So now yarn over and into this double crochet right here, place 2 double crochet. 1, 2, and then slip stitch into this chain 2 space. From here, you can fasten off, and then each point will be completed just like this one. From here, complete each pineapple point with row 31, 32, and 33. At the end, fasten off each one and sew in your ends. Thank you so much for watching this 3-part tutorial on Ruby's Pineapple Medley. Thank you for hitting that like button, leaving me a comment, subscribing to my channel, and sharing the YouTube link. Have a lovely crochet day, and I hope to see you again in my next tutorial. Bye!